Hi everyone, we're going to have a go today at some little spring daffodils, and I'm going to show you a really nifty tip on how to draw them out. So over time I have got several videos on tips of drawing out daffodils. This is a real basic one. So I've got a light above me, and can you see the shadow that I'm getting? So I can actually trace the shadow. So I've turned the daffodil this way, and I've traced the shape. I can turn it this way and I can trace the shape again. So I'm just holding it above and tracing the actual shape. So this is the simplest way to draw daffodils without actually having to draw them. So I've got those two shapes there, and then I can pop that centre in there. So this is a bit of Saunders Waterford cotton paper, 5 by 7 inches. I'm going to keep that close by so we can reference the colours. I've got my Cotman palette, which I've given a good spray to, so just to activate the colours. I've got a round number 10, a number 2 rigger, and a round number 6. Okay, so we're going to get some water on the paper. We're going to go all the way over. So this is my round number 10. We're going to get a nice background colour in. And we're going to avoid the daffodils a little bit, but we don't need to come round them if we are in control of the paint. So I want a nice even coat of water on here. No puddles and no dry bits. So I'm going to come on with a little bit of cerulean blue. If you have another blue, then you can use that blue as well. So I'm dabbing into this neat on the palette, on the pan. You can add a little bit of water if you want it to go further by loading your brush with some water. I'm coming very close to the daffodils, but not to the daffodils. So the colour's going to spread nicely, but not spread into that. So I need to keep it as a nice yellow. You see, I'm in control of that paint. It's not spreading too far. Then I'm going to come into some sap green. I don't use many premix greens, but this is great for spring greens, sap green. And I'm just going to come along and create some nice daffodil leaves at the bottom. So it's just starting to build that up. Give my brush a bit of a rinse. I've got a little bit of purple lake here, but anything rosy will be nice within this background. And I'm thinking about complementary colours. So it's going to help those daffodils stand out a little bit more if you've got a little bit of purple in here. So I'm just taking a few dabs of purple in there. And in fact, I'm going to take some of this purple just in the base of this green for now. This is our nice soft layer. And we're going to paint over the top to build this up. Come into a little bit of ultramarine blue as well. Give my brush a really good rinse. I'm going to swap down to my number 6. I'm going to come into some cadmium yellow, and I'm going to hit that centre of the daffodil. So this is a nice warm yellow, so I'm using that for the central colour. Doesn't matter if it spreads out, it's all going to add to the effect. I'm going to dab into a little bit of cadmium red as well. dab that on. I'm going to rinse my brush out, dry it off on the kitchen towel, and then spread that around. So this is just giving me a bit extra warmth and a bit of shadow within there. So I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. Spring flowers don't have to be complicated. So I have got here some lemon yellow. It's got a little bit of green on the top, so I'm just taking that off. So with my round number 6 and a little bit of water, I can now come in. So if we're looking at this, this is a different, I've got 2 different tones of yellow here. So I've got this lovely lemon yellow. I'm going to bring some of that down there. I'm going to paint this on this side as well. So this is straight on to dry. And then we're going to add the shadow after. I'm going to come into some sap green. So this is all with my number 6. Going to add a little bit there and a little bit down the stem. Obviously I've pulled this out of the garden, out of a pot by the door, so I haven't got any leaves with me, but I will pop some leaves on as well. So I'm going to pop this stem on here. I've got a nice blend happening. This has got a bit of warmth to it, so if I take a little bit of burnt umber in, just into that, it's going to give it a little bit more warmth on there. It's the dried bit really. And then I'm going to stick with this Purple Lake for shadow. If you haven't got Purple Lake, then you can use Rose and Ultramarine, Rose and Cobalt Blue, Alizarin Crimson and Ultramarine. So these all work as purples. So you basically just want a purple. So I'm running that shadow down each side. What's quite nice is this spread in. If it goes too far, dry brush, just take a little bit back. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. So we're now looking at getting a little bit of shadow in here. Now, purple and yellow are complementary colours. So you can see what I'm doing here. So this is a great way of creating shadow, natural looking shadow. I want this to be quite watery, so I've taken quite a lot of water in there, and I'm still using my round number 6. What I can do is just pop in a little bit of shadow. So I'm just running down each petal where the shadows are. So I'm using this as a guide. But you want to keep it nice and watery so it's nice and delicate. A bit of shadow here on that one. Then I'm going to come back into the cadmium yellow. I'm going to bold this centre up. So I'm dotting around that edge. And then running down here. You can leave little bits lighter. It does work nicely to leave a little bit lighter. Dip into the cadmium red. And again, I'm using some of this into the damp paint. Just to add a little bit more definition. So you can see those coming to life now. Okay, I'm going to twizzle round. I find it easier to put leaves in painting to a point this way. So I'm going to continue with my round number 6, I'm going to load with sap green. And we're going to start to get some really nice, delicate leaves. So I'm flicking as I come to the end and lifting off. Different directions tend to flare outwards. Just concentrate on getting a base in at this point. If you find it easier to do it the other way, do it the other way. It's just I find it easier to paint downwards to a point. And these little things help. So don't worry if they overlap, they naturally will overlap. And twizzle around to make it easier on you. So when I'm painting this way and I want to paint downwards, it's easier to go this way and twizzle. I'm just checking you can still see it on camera. A variety of heights, a variety of angles, and you really want to make it feel grounded. So that's working really nicely. And you twizzle back round to check that you're happy with how it's looking. I'm going to put another one in here, just to give a little bit more balance. I think that works nicely. So you've got really nice soft background, and you've got some lovely hard daffodils, and you've got some lovely leaves standing forwards. So with this purple, I'm just going to come in and create a little bit of shadow, keep it towards the bottom, and it's just going to help to ground just one side. It just help to ground them a little bit. If you've got any overlapping, you can pop a bit of shadow through. It's not essential. It's all about learning on this process. Okay, I'm going to dry this one off. Okay, so what's quite nice, I quite like doing this with my daffodils, is to take a little bit of cerulean blue, and this is on my rigger, and just pop it a little bit just around the trumpet area. It's the complementary colour of the orangey colour with the blue that works really nicely, and it just helps it to pop out a little bit more. And then if I just take my number 6 with just a bit of water on, I'm just going to touch into that cerulean blue, and I can pull a little bit into the yellow just to soften it in a little bit. These are very delicate. Okay, so if I use a little bit of the purple lake, I've got a bit of purple here and a little bit of the ultramarine. I want a bluer purple now. I'm just going to show you a really nifty tip to help these daffodils pop out. Now make sure you've got really lovely clean water. And with my round number 10, I'm going to come between the petals, wetting each one. You can do this one at a time. I'm quite quick at this. You also want to make sure that it's not too wet, that it's going to run to the edge of this water. So we're going to pop a bit of water on, pick up some of that purple, dab it off. So this is with my, I'm doing it with my number 6, so I'm in total control. If it was a bigger brush, it'd go further. So you see how I'm popping it in, and it's spreading. So this is going to help those daffodils pop out. I'm going to, just with the wet brush, wet at the edge of there as well. Just take a few little bits. So I'm wetting further than the paint needs to go. This is going to help them really stand out. I'm going to take a little bit more water down here. See how they are coming forward. Okay, then with a damp brush, I can just push it back a little bit. I don't want it to be so prominent that it's taken away from the daffodil. So this is just a damp brush, and I'm pushing it back a little bit. So it's helping the daffodil stand out, but I don't want it to be totally obvious. It's quite a hard thing to explain. You can do this in several ways. You can do it softening in with a brush, but it's quite a hard thing to do. So this way puts you a little bit more in control when you're learning. You see how they're standing out? It gives it more of a fluidity. Okay, I'll dry that one off. Okay, last thing, if you get an odd watermark that happens, which occasionally does, you just want a damp brush. When it's dry, you're just going to run that across and then dab off with some clean kitchen towel. It occasionally happens, especially when you're agitating the surface, but it's a very easy fix just to soften that in a little bit. Okay. And there we go, so some beautiful simple daffodils with some tips on how to draw them when you don't know how to draw. I've got several other videos that could talk you through guide marks and triangles and different ways of doing them. So I shall pop my flowers playlist just here, and you can look through those if you want to explore daffodils further.